everyone, TeamDeception09 here on the No Limit YouTube channel for a deck profile for you guys this week. This week we'll be covering a rather interesting archetype because, you know, Japan's gotten a lot of support for it, and obviously this is something I wanted to play around with. And considering the new ban list and some cards came off, I kind of wanted to mess around with it a little bit more than I already had. So I figured I'd kind of share this with you guys. It's something I've been playing with and I've had a lot of fun playing with it. So I figured, you know, why not just share it with everyone. Of course, this is probably not something I would consider as a solidified build. Obviously, it needs to be adjusted more, and on top of that, it's not exactly out here in the TCG yet. It goes off of the current TCG ban list that we're going to have in April, but it does, of course, contain OCG cards. So do keep that in mind. This is something that I would pretty much obviously just assume everyone would play online rather than something you would play, you know, physically, unless you just buy all the Japanese cards and proxy it and your locals lets you play them, which would be cool, unlike a lot of other locals, but whatever. Anyways, let's get into the build, and then I'll explain some of the card choices and stuff, and then we'll, you know, move from there. So starting off with the monsters, we have, of course, the heart and soul of the deck, basically Red Eyes Black Dragon. Really don't know what I need to say about these. They're normal monsters, so there's nothing really to, you know. One Summon Skull, one Meteor Dragon, and one Labradite Dragon. For the effect monsters, we have one Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, 3 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon, 2 Red Eyes Lightning Lord Evil Archfiend, 3 Red Eyes Wyverns, 3 Black Metal Dragons, 3 the Black Stone of Legend. For the spells, we have 3 Red Eyes Fusion, 1 for 1, 3 cards of Red Jewel. I think that's what it's been named. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro is the only thing that I think has this at the moment. So aside from maybe DN, I don't know if DN updated with these two, but yeah. So yeah, card of Red Jewel. 3 Dragon Shrine, I almost said the name on the image, and 1 Soul Charge. For the traps, we have 2 Mirror Force, 1 Crush Card Virus, 1 Ring of Destruction, 1 Vanity's Emptiness, 2 Return of Red Eyes, and 1 Solemn Warning. For the extra deck, we have 2 Black Dragon Archfiend, 1 Black Skull Dragon, 1 Meteor Black Dragon, 1 Ultimate Tzolk'in, I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm not entirely sure, 1 Beals of the Diabolic Dragons, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon, 1 Moonlight Rose Dragon, 2 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragons, 1 Mecha Fan of East Dracosac, 1 Number 11 Big Eye, and 1 Constellar Ptolemy M7. So the first thing I kind of want to cover is these. Part of the reason why we're only playing 2 of these is because of this. You need a normal Archfiend for the for this. You need a level 6 Archfiend normal monster, and with the fusion card you can fuse from your hand or your deck or your field. So if you want to just like summon it, you can't like use Red Eyes Lightning Lord from your deck if you kind of need that Archfiend card. So that kind of adds that little Archfiend that you can use to kind of fuse it if you need to fuse from your deck. Meteor Dragon, kind of a similar thing. You can kind of use it to fuse from your deck or your hand or of course your field if it's there. And it allows you to make the Meteor B Dragon. I've never really, like, it's kind of weird because I'm not playing the Inferno Fire Blast. I understand a lot of people like playing that card. It's kind of hard to fit room or find room for, you know, a bunch of cards, and the way it's been playing, I really haven't needed it. If I find myself ever needing something big, then Meteor B Dragon is something that I go for. Otherwise, everything else is usually fine, which is why I only play it as a 1-of, and I never really have a problem drawing this card either. So, and then of course we have Labradite Dragon, which has nothing really to do with Red Eyes, but the fact that there is quite a few level 6s in this deck, you can use it to make the Ultimate Tzolk'in, and we'll get to what it does here in a moment. Just kind of covering cards. So yeah, it's mainly in here for that. You can also use the Synchro for 7s with your Black Metal Dragon and your Black Stone of Legend if you want to. So it's also useful for that. For anyone who doesn't know what the Red Eyes cards do, this one and the Lightning Lord are both Gemini monsters, so you can probably already guess that they can be normal summoned to have an effect. This one's effect, when it's normal summoned again, at the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to this card's original attack. You can only use this effect of Red Eyes Flare or Black Flare Dragon once per turn. And then of course you have Lightning Lord, which is actually pretty good. after it's been normal summoned again, you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with a defense lower than this card's attack. So anything that has 2500 or less defense, or like I said, it would have to be lower than this card's attack, so it'd have to be 2400 or like 2450 or something, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I don't know if it's like, if you give it slightly wrong on the text or something, I'm not entirely sure, but it's usually never a problem. So again, we have a couple other cards that people may not know what they do, so I'm going to kind of cover them. I've already covered the fusion. It fuses from the main deck, your field, or your hand to summon a Red Eyes monster. So this card is interesting enough. Think of it as your that one Qliphort Eclipse spell. I can't remember. I think it's like Recreate or something like that. I don't pay much attention to Qliphorts, if you couldn't already tell. You can target one Red Eyes monster you control, equip this card from your hand or on your side of the field to that target, it gains 600 attack. And then if this card is sent from your field to the graveyard, you can add one Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. And I like how they misspelled card in the description, by the way. And then you have the Blackstone Legend. You contribute this card, special summon one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, except for Red Eyes Black Chick. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes Black Chick. Shuffle it into your deck, and if you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use one of their effects, or one of this card's effects per turn, and only once that turn. Draw a card. I don't know if I need to really kind of explain this too much. You send a level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, and then you can send a level 7 Red Eyes monster from your deck to the graveyard if you so choose. For the sake of anyone who wants to know the specific card text on this, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a Red Eyes monster as a fusion material. Using monsters from your hand, deck, or your side of the field as fusion materials, but its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon while it's face up on the field. And you cannot normal or special summon monsters except by this card's effect during the turn that you activate this card. So obviously you can summon any of these, and then you can use Inferno Fire Blast to do a lot of damage. And the last main deck Red Eyes thing is Return of Red Eyes, which is a really nasty card. It's a continuous trap. It says if you control a Red Eyes monster except Red Eyes Black Chick, everything is just against Red Eyes Black Chick here. You can target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes Black Chick, and special summon it. So, yeah, there's that. So, there's only a couple more cards that we're going to cover here, and then I'll finish kind of explaining, because we've already kind of explained everything in the main deck. So Black Dragon Archfiend requires a level 6 Archfiend normal monster, which we've kind of already covered, and any other Red Eyes normal monster. If this card attacks or is attacked, or your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. At the end of the battle phase, if this fusion summoned monster or fusion summoned card attacked or was attacked, you can target a Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that target's attack or original attack, then shuffle that target into the deck. And you can only special summon one Black Dragon Archfiend once per turn. So there's that. And then the last Red Eyes thing that's new, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon requires any 2 level 7 monsters. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has an Xyz material. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect while this card has a material, inflict 500 damage to your opponent when that card or effect resolves. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card and target one Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So there's that. So the only other things that I kind of feel like I need to explain, mainly being this, Ultimate Zulkin, it's a level 0 technically, but it says it's always treated as a level 12 monster. Cannot be synchro summoned at all. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending one level 5 or higher tuner monster, being Labradite Dragon, and another one level 5 or higher non-tuner monster you control that has the same level as that tuner monster to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, when a spell or trap card is set on your side of the field, you can special summon one Power Tool Synchro monster or one level 7 or 8 Dragon type Synchro monster from your extra deck. While you control another Synchro monster, this card cannot be targeted for attacks or targeted with effects or for attacks. So there's that. So basically you can summon Beals, you can summon Scrap Dragon, you can summon Stardust Spark, you can special summon Clearwing Synchro, or Moonlight Rose Dragon, which are all really nice cards to have. For anyone who does not know what this card does, I'll also read this one off. It requires any one tuner and any one or more non-tuners. Once returned during either player's turn, when another level 5 or higher monster on the field activates its effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it, which is already kind of ridiculous. Once returned during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated that targets exactly one level 5 or higher monster on the field, and no other cards, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. If this card destroys a monster by its own effect, it gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of this turn. So just kind of like something that just sits there and says I can negate all of your effects. Well, not all of them, but like at least one per turn. So it's just a really solid card. Everything else I don't know if I really need to explain. Crush Card's kind of hilarious with Black Metal Dragon. You tribute it off, then you search out, whatever, because it's like, oh, if this card is sent from your field to the graveyard, you can add a Red Eyes card. So we'll just Crush Card, destroy your monsters, and search something out. And if you really find yourself needing to, you can always Crush Card, Black Stone of Legend. You can get this thing back from your graveyard to your hand for free, essentially. So just kind of throwing that out there. This deck's, again, I said at the very beginning, this deck's not exactly 100% like solidified. It's obviously subject to change over the next few months due to maybe new releases or new ideas. But it's just something I felt like sharing with you guys. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for the next deck profile that either me or Robbie does. If you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. And until next time, this is Team709 signing out.